Today we will be channeling Arianrhod. She is a Welsh goddess. She's connected to the moon and the lunar cycles, rebirth, transformation, and sometimes she's paired with the wolf. And there are some stories about her transforming into an owl. She is known as the weaver and the weaver of time and fate. So that is what we're going to focus on today. It's about time and how to master time and do some fun stuff to play around with time, which time is an illusion. We have talked about that before. I am overcoming some ascension symptoms to do with my throat. So if I need to clear my throat, you understand what's going on. I had a activation, and ever since I've been clearing some energies there in my throat area. So just so you know what's going on. All right, so we'll get started unless you have anything else before. Okay. All right, so I'll bring in Arianrhod and see what she has to say to guide us. Okay, so she's just sending me a personal message saying that we're going to work together for a while and that she's going to help me with a lot of different things. Just to share that. Okay, so she's doing this a different way, which is interesting. So she is sending me telepathic information, which is always what they do, but she wants me to repeat, like she wants to tell me and then me to then express it. So she says, I'm a lunar goddess. And she says, I'm here to celebrate the full moon. Okay, the full moon is the collective agreement, for that is the collective. We're coming to terms with the completion cycle, and we would like to create together. We are manifestors, and we are here to celebrate the fullness of this time, of this wheel that you are in. You are here to manifest, to gather yourself, to complete yourself, to work within, to see yourself, master the illusion. So I'm being connected with the color silver and the silver ray. Work within the shadow aspects to regain your sovereignty, to rejoice over this accumulation of knowledge, to see yourself as a master who has overcome all the illusions, and to define your own fate. For there is no fate but the one that you step into, the one that you declare. Become the master of your own reality. For we are that what we wish upon. We are like a star that we wish upon, but we are the star. And to not see the distance, for when we look upon it, we are actually looking at ourselves. And to not see the separation, for there is no separation between time, space, and that which we are. For now, we will say this, and you can begin your questions.
Help us to understand more about how time is an illusion and how we can use it to our advantage.
Time is an illusion because there is no time. There is no actual separation between anything. You may see a gap, but there is no gap. We work within the gap. Recognize that the space is coming to an end. Recognize it as a fold, like, I'm thinking of Wrinkle in Time. They're sending you, what is that called? The Tesseract. A fold in time. There is no boundary. They meet, they come together, they weave together. So anything that you can feel, you can know. There is a bunch of events, but yet all the events come together, they accumulate. So once you understand this, you can understand that anything that you see, anything that you feel, anything that you know is the answer. Once you understand this, time does not matter, for you are the 0 point in which you are the oneness within all selves. You will become a intergalactic species, an intergalactic web of creation, in which you will become all at once as you move forward. You will become a woven thread, a tapestry of all that you are from all the selves. You will become all at once. You will be able to tap into everything at once. There is no separation. You will be able to master without any boundaries or any separation. For all time and space will be woven together, to weave together, to fold together, and then all will become you. And so you will be in the collective. You will be in the collective answers, the collective freedom, the collective rejuvenation, and to see all the answers at once. For you will not be anything else but the answer. You will not need to even question, for you will receive before you even see yourself without the answer. If you were to understand this, you could understand the 5th dimension, for that is where you will be born again.
So is part of our problem the fact that we see it linearly and that we think we want this in the future, instead of we are creating a gap when there shouldn't be anything, because you're saying we should be doing it before we even know that we want it?
There is no problems. So we would like you to reword this and to say that you did not understand. There is a misunderstanding, a misfire, for you do not understand that there is no method for getting what you want. You have a collective agreement that there is a method, a formula. For I must choose this, and then I must write it down, and I must think about it, and I must do this and this and this and this. And yet, it can be instantaneous. So the best way to go about this is not to think about a time lapse. You have so many answers within you, and to understand that there is no limitation. You need to free yourself from this limitation, thinking that it must happen in a inorganic way. The most organic sense would be to say that there is a time lapse. For this I understand. For this I have known. I understand that there is no separation between me and someone else. There's no separation between me and my answer. There's no separation. Therefore, I can master that jump to that self. I can master that collective agreement that I have come to, that I will have this. So it's more of a telling yourself that you are. So you must understand the collective agreement that we are coming to, that there is no separation. So therefore, you can become it, and you can become it instantaneously. For that is what we would like you to understand. So the only way to do this is to ask yourself, where is it you are? To understand that you are, you can understand where you are going. So ask yourself what type of energy you are in. Understand the energy, and I'm viewing a spiral, but not just a spiral in the universe, like a spiral galaxy. When you see a spiral, you see that you are moving. You are tapping into the movement, and the movement becomes you. You can tap into the energy within any spiral to form the time. You are within the spiral, moving through the spiral, sensing the spiral and becoming the spiral, becoming your own universe in a sense. Become the pathway, become the doorway. You need to open your door to show yourself the answer. How do you do this? You do not ask, you become. So you do not ask any external for the answer, you become the answer. What do you need for that? You need to ask it, but also become the answer. What I mean by this is you become the answer before the answer is shown. You work with the answer before you even know the answer. You show yourself the answer. How do you do this? You become the answer through the energetic spiral. You accumulate the knowledge. And you form the knowledge. This is hard to explain. However, what I would like to simply say is you tap into the energy field of that answer. You tap into the energy field of whatever it is that you are trying to accumulate. You send a message to the universe that you have that. Okay? It's like turning on a light bulb. I'm seeing a light bulb. And the where you pull the lever, the chain, like in the garage. Like you're turning on a light bulb. So you switch it on to find the answer. You feel the answer before you know the answer. You embody the answer. So it is like you are stepping into yourself. You are asking for something, but then you are given it. You know that you are given it. But that, many people call it faith or trust, but it's really a reality that you are becoming. You're becoming the reality. You are shaping that reality. But to do that, you must understand that you are the reality itself. You are one. And if you can understand that and step into that, you will answer yourself right away. You will not need a time lapse. The best way to do this is to just simply know. Know who and what you are in this moment. Know that you are timelessness. Know that you are free. Know that you are God itself, the oneness, the collective, the consciousness field. You are the quantum field. Step into the quantum field and you will collect all that you need. You will collect it and it will be known to you miraculously. The only reason that there is time is because you believe there's time. You have shaped time itself because of your reality. Your reality is based on steps, but you must erase the steps to quantum jump. Once you quantum jump, you can erase the steps and move into that. It's kind of like you're merging the fields together to become the woven thread. Okay, it's kind of, I think I'm understanding. What are you grasping, Adriana? Because I mean, I'm understanding, I think, but
I felt like I wasn't at first, and then I felt like I was, but then I don't know if it's clear enough to everyone else watching.
Yeah, it's this one thing. Okay, so my understanding, let me just summarize so that we can, let me get water. Let me summarize. And we'll see if she thinks that we're understanding. Okay. So, it's basically stepping into the energy. You want to match that frequency necessary to attract. But I don't even know if attract is the right word.
Okay, so you're talking about the light bulb.
Yes.
The thing that I have, but I didn't want to interrupt you, is that if you're turning on the light, right, you're turning on the light so that you can see the answer. So you need the light, which is showing you the answer, but you become the light because you are the light that you're pulling to turn on. So you become the light before you see the light that is giving you the answer.
Mm-hmm. Yes. But how to really explain that? Because some people may find that even, like, well, how do I do that? How do you become the light? So for me, I understand that, but it's really just, it's everything is energy. So it's basically you got to tap into that energy. And that's why a lot of people, the law of attraction and everything like that talks about using all these exercises. And what Arianrhod is trying to explain is that we don't need to do these exercises. We can tap into that knowing, tap into that energy instantaneously, because there is no separation. We're thinking there's a separation. Like, I have to do X, Y, and Z. I need to think these things. It's all about a feeling and a knowing, and really it's just telling ourselves that we are it. We are the quantum field, and if we are the quantum field, we can master it. And I'm seeing, and I've gotten this before, just a few days ago, about it being like a holograph. Like a hologram. Think of virtual reality. And so, I'm just getting, like, it's like, think of virtual reality, and you can just swipe your hand and kind of change it up. But it's like tapping into that energy of becoming your reality. But, like, how to explain that to... Yeah, how do you tap into that, right? Mm. Like, for some people, I could really understand not knowing how to do that. How do you tap? I don't know, because I have difficulty. See, I mostly, I'm going to say I'm a master. I will say I'm a master, because watching my wording, okay? Watching your wording, too, is important. If I were to say I'm not a master of that, but I'm deciding to be a master, right? Up to this point, I felt like I haven't been a master. I'm becoming a master. I'm declaring myself a master. See how this is working? Declare that to yourself, right? Yeah, I'm getting a message, just kind of a note about that. So, declare yourself whatever you want now. Because we work with a lot of fear. Like, I need to work at this. You know, I need to study. I need to do all this stuff, and then I'll become a master. No, declare yourself a master now. I hope I'm making sense with that too. So, yeah, don't agree with the time lapses. You know, it's going to take a while and you're not it now. Say you're it now. Believe that you're it now. And it will be given. And I don't want to use the attraction. I actually don't want to use that word. Because there's nothing you're attracting. Like, when you think of attraction as like something's external and you're pulling it to you. No, because I actually don't agree with that right now. Because it's not accurate. Because we're not pulling anything. Everything's inside of us. We are the universe. Like, everything is us. There is no separation. That's really what I'm coming to terms with lately. And, I mean, some people may not be there yet. And I understand that because I was there too. But it's all, it's a mirror. It's a mirror. It's not real. We're all just, it's all inside. And that may not be understandable to some people, but anyways, maybe I explained that. What are your thoughts?
I mean, so my thing is that always with this is I get it on, you know, like the intellectual level, but then actually doing it and not having that resistance thoughts come up is my issue, because it's like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, do that. But actually doing it?
No. Yeah, no. I mean, the ego gets in the way. The ego is the one that slows us down. Well, let's see. Let me tap back into her. If you believe yourself to be separated, you will see yourself as separated. If you believe yourself to be a collective, you will be a collective. You will work with your reality. See yourself as the collective. Get in touch with the self. Mastery of time does not take time. It is all now. So agree that you are a master of time and shape. Just so you understand time and shape. She's not telling us to shape. Like, we are a master of time and shape. Everything is us. Believe. See it as simple as swiping a finger. As magic. See yourself as a magician, and you will become one. Wear your hat. Just put on the hat, and you are the wand. Yes, okay. So this whole, like, I need to increase my vibration, I need to up my frequency, and I need to do all these things.
And I need to know how to do things, because what if I do it wrong, or I think I'm doing it and I'm not?
Okay, yeah.
Well, it's like, you just swipe your finger and you don't have to worry about how you're swiping your finger.
Well, if you believe, okay, so for instance, let's say that you are doubting yourself, but you don't want to doubt yourself. Well, believe that you're not doubting yourself. Believe you have answers of whatever. Let's say that I was doubting myself. Public speaking. I don't know. Public speaking. Well, believe that you have the answers so that you won't doubt yourself. Believe that you overcame it. You are overcoming it in this moment right now. Like right now. So I think that that's the answer there. Okay. Let's go on to the next question.
Okay. What needs to happen to jump timelines so certain things occur or occur quicker? Many call this quantum jumping.
You need to understand that this is the only time. If you are wanting a certain thing, you must ask yourself, what is standing in my way? Why do I have a block? Yes. And I will say this, Heather. I'm understanding too, what's coming up for me right now is like there's something I want, but I actually don't want it in this very moment. If you're honest with yourself. A lot of times I think we want a time lapse. Like let's say that you actually want to I'll just use my thing. Okay, so I want a romantic partner, right? My twin flame. And that's been coming up recently. But the thing of it is that I've sat down and I've like made a list of like what do I want to actually attract in like 30 days. And I'm like, I don't want that in 30 days. So like you need to really be honest and own it. Like if you don't, a lot of times we're like, I want this, but do you want it in 30 days? Do you want it tomorrow? Do you want it today? What is holding you back? Like that's a really good question. Like what is holding me back for that in 30 days, right? What is holding you back? Like, you want $10,000. Do you want that today? Do you know what you would do with $10,000? Actually, I wouldn't mind having $10,000 today. But do you really want whatever you want today? Like, let's say you do want to open your own business. Are you ready to be that busy right now? Do you really want a business today and have like 10 clients in one day? I don't know. It's just something to think about. Like, you say you want this stuff, but do you really want this stuff? Like, right now? Just something to think about. Okay, anyways. All right. Okay, she's like, she's happy that I understood that. Okay. This is fear. Fear holds us back. Fear tells us that we are not ready. Fear tells us that we should do this, this, and this before something occurs. That's me, I laughing. I think it's true. Become the answer. How do you feel when you ask yourself, what is it I need? If you understand what you need, it might be that you're feeling not worthy. You might be feeling like something bad would happen. You are trying to tell yourself that something bad will happen. That you are not good enough, that you are not ready, that something negative will occur. So you must ask yourself, what are the reasons that you are not attracting? And this is, yet again, the word that we use, attraction, because when you say these things, you are trying to attract it instead of becoming it, because you are not ready yet. So this is the answer here about quantum jumping, time hopping. If you are wanting to become something and you are not that thing yet, that readiness yet, you do not see yourself as that yet, you must ask yourself what is standing in your way. Once you understand what's standing in your way, you can ask to overcome that. So, what is standing in your way? If you are saying, I am not pretty enough, I am not worthy enough, I am not sexy enough. I am not brave enough. I am not professional enough. I am not any of the enough. You must ask yourself, what is it that you need to become enough? This will help you to understand the thoughts that you have, the beliefs that you have, and this will help you understand why you have been so afraid. Once you understand that, you must understand that you can then take that to become enough. So let's say that you believe that you are all right. I'm giving her an example. Okay, because I really want to answer for this one, because it has to do with time. Okay, so here's an example, you guys. So I recognize I have a fear of really being doing all the stuff I want. So I'm a counselor right now, and I don't want to give up counseling totally right now, right? Because it pays my bills. But then I also want to have spiritual clients, and I also want to write, right? So how I think I'm holding myself back, because I'm like, how do I juggle all that, right? How can I have time to do all that? This is a really good example, right? So that is holding me back. So how, I don't know, trying to find the word of what that, not enough, but not enough to manage that. I don't even know what word to use for that. But anyways, that's a good example. Let's see what she has to say. Like, how do you, so identifying what's holding me back, not enough, not equipped enough to, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to be that busy. Like, I just don't want to be that busy. So not enough to say no, to set boundaries. I don't even know. What's up with that one? Anyways. Okay. Okay. That's a pickle, she said. Not enough time. Okay. So it goes with a fear of time. Oh, okay. So what would you do with that? You can say, I have enough time. You can master time before you shape that. Believe that you are a master of time, and once you master your reality, then you can shape that. I like how she's using the word shape. It's like a tractor. Shape. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's why I like that. Become the master of time. Believe you are a master of time. Build your confidence, and then you will be able to achieve all those things that you dream of, because then you will believe that you can. You will believe that that doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter how busy you are, because you always have your free time, because you're a master of time. And that is the key. Okay. All right. Is there anything else with that?
Okay, so bringing it up with me, because I have the same thing. Okay, so I recognize, yes, my problem is being like, I should do all this stuff today. I can't do all this stuff today. And yes, I have a problem with thinking how much I can do in a day. Okay, so with us saying that there is no time lapse, is it better for me to say I want to do all of this today? And by saying that, I'm not putting pressure on myself to say I have to get it all done today. But is it better to say that so that I'm like saying that I could get it all done today? Or is it better to just say that I want to get it all done so that I'm not trying to force it to happen.
Okay, she said you can during that, by the way. When you said, okay, she said you can get that all done in a day. Okay, I have a question, like, is there a limit on how much we can do in a day? She says you can do it all. One way or another. You can master time to believe that you can do anything. What do you want to do today? That is the answer. If you think that you can do it all, you can do it all. There will be something that happens for you to shape your own reality so that you can get it all done. Do you want to do that all in one day? Oh, that's an actual answer for you, question for you, Adriana. Mm-hmm. Do you want to do that all in one day? She wants to know. It's like
no,
okay.
I know.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, this is like yes and no, because there's other things that I would rather just keep doing that instead of doing the other stuff.
She says that's what's holding you back because you are not actually wanting to do that all in one day. You think you do, but you don't. You want to do other things. And you think that you cannot do the other things if you do those things. And that's why you are not doing the things. You need to ask yourself, how much do you want to do? If you want to do the things you really want to do and the other things, then that is what you need to tell yourself that you do. Not this over that. You must ask yourself, what is it you really want to do and achieve all of it? You cannot just celebrate that which you think you need to do. You need to do it all and have balance. How much do you actually want to do? This is a good question. When you really are honest with yourself, you will see that you are holding your own self back because you actually don't want to do all this. You say that you do, but how much do you actually want to do? If you tell yourself this, you will see, because you could do it all in one day, if you believe. Maybe you hold yourself back because you actually don't want to do the things that you actually say that you need to do. Because that's not what you really want to do. I watch my wording. Because what you want to do maybe is what you need to do. How do you feel when you do these things? If you're telling yourself, I need to do these things, but you really don't feel good when you do these things, it isn't what you need to do. And there are other beliefs that go into this. Such as, well, if I do the things that I want to do, I will not make money, and things like that. But we watch our thoughts to shape our reality. Because if you tell yourself, I cannot, you will not. Sometimes a person will have different parts that believe and other parts that do not. So how do you deal with that? You can integrate those by telling yourself that there is no separation. If you tell yourself there's no separation, you will begin to merge those parts and then you will declare your truth. So before you answer yourself, tell yourself there is no division, and then that you will integrate, and then you will ask it again, and you will get your answer. And that is the reality.
So this is kind of what you were already saying, but Heather had written down, how can we slow down time so that we can accomplish more?
Yes. If you are to be in the moment and to actually stay in the moment and to believe that you can get the thing that you are doing done, you will then move on to another thing and another thing and another thing, and you will be amazed at how much you did that day. And that is the belief as well. How much are you believing that you are? We want you to understand that there is no work that needs to be done. You are. You can be, you can see, and you can achieve. So, how much of yourself is in each moment? How much of yourself is in each action? Where are you? Are you actually in what you are doing? Or are you having a division between your time? Meaning, are you thinking of the past? Are you thinking of the future? Are you thinking of other things? Or are you focused and directed? For when you slow down, you will actually slow down time. So to become that which you are doing, you will get more done. It is fun in a way in which you can do funny things too, in which you imagine a clock and slow it down, and fun things like that. Get creative and you will believe as you create. And that will become the energy necessary for you to believe that you're shaping your time, and you will have miraculous things happen. Do not see yourself as out of time. That doesn't matter. But see yourself as the time. See yourself as the one who can make time, create time. Create time itself. Move through time, but be time. Slow yourself down and you will slow time down. Become one with time. That is what we would say is the best way.
So it just hit me as funny because the conditioning that we get would tell us, hurry yourself up to slow down time. Like, because then you're doing more. But yeah, it makes sense that if you are becoming the time, you have to slow down with the time for time to slow.
Ask yourself how much of you are believing in this, and ask yourself how much you believe you can shape time. When you see yourself as an actual person who can, you will then do it. Because anything you know, you will. See yourself as that which can, and you will. Believe that you are shaping your own reality, and then you will. Do not hurry yourself. You will actually get tired. That will not serve you. Become rushed and you will rush through time. Become the holder of time in which you do not need to hurry. Then you will master time. You will sense time flowing rather than it running and running away.
Okay, so again, you've said some of this, but what are techniques that we can use to play with time?
There are many things that you can do. You could lay out pieces of paper and write down all the things you will do that day on each piece of paper, such as a timeline. So each action you will take on a piece of paper or sticky note, and then you can walk yourself through each action and then do that. So whatever it is you want to do that day, and then place them aside and then go do them. You can take a candle and you can work with the candle energy, to master time by saying that this is a time candle and holding an intention with the candle, and light that candle each day, setting the intention to have an abundance of time. You can lie to yourself that you have more time than you do, and this will create more time. You can't, it's not a lie, but you understand. You can see time in your mind and walking through time, slowing it down. So, like slowing it down in your mind, where everything is drawn out. So you could see it as a big long, or like a shorter strip, and then you make it really long, or see things moving really slow. You could do some really funny things, such as make a video and then slow it down, or slow your voice down and say, I'm slowing down time. You could take a clock and actually turn it backwards and tell yourself you are moving time. You could connect with the snail and work with the snail energy, with the spirit animal, the turtle. These are some fun ideas. You could also do scripting, writing, journaling. Like such as, time is going so slow for me. I can't believe how much I've done today. I always get so much done. Things like that.
What about time travel? How can we do that? And is that something that we can use to our advantage?
If you were to think of time travel in the way that you think of it, it does not exist because time does not exist. So if you really understand that, there is no time travel. You are it all now. So what does that mean? It means that you can become time and have any experience in the present that you want. So one way to think of this is that you can travel your consciousness through time and manipulate time. You can step into the past, you could step into the future. But really there is no travel. You are it now. So your consciousness field is the one that shapes the time in the present. So if you were to understand this, you can bring your attention to something that you believed happened in the past, and you can believe that something will happen in the future. But it is all happening now. When your conscious field is simultaneous in multidimensional, you can believe that you are two places at once. You can reshape time to believe that certain events did not happen in the past. You can heal the past. You can believe that something will happen. You can understand that there are two folds happening at once in which you can be one thing but also another thing at the same time, simultaneously. So you could believe that you are the Pleiadian while you are here as well, and to be both of those at once. And to hold that belief, you will become it. And that all things are you. You will multi-dimensionally work with all yourselves to integrate. They will become a simultaneous experience. One way to do this actually is to call upon the new earth fifth dimension to see yourself as the multidimensional self that can become that, which is that fearless self, and to imagine that as you, to believe that you are in the new earth, to become the new earth, to work with the new earth, and you will begin to heal the planet as you do this. And as you become the new earth will become you. So there has been lots of talk about the new earth and the new planet and the fifth dimension, but there is no fifth dimension. We want you to understand that the fifth dimension is you. You hold the answers within yourself. There is no separation. Yes, and I, Heather, want to just share that I was told once that the fifth dimension, the new earth, will happen whenever I am ready. And I think this sounds so weird, but I don't. What I'm really kind of grasping is it's going to happen whenever you are ready. And whenever you are ready, the collective is ready. I know that you are the collective. We are all one. If that makes sense. But let's see if I'm grasping that. You hold the answer within yourself. You are ready. And, okay. You can experience the fifth dimension now. When you are ready, everybody is ready. However, you are ready. So there is no separation. You can tell yourself you are ready, and then you will be ready. And what that means is that you will experience the fifth dimension. That means that the fifth dimension doesn't need to happen in a certain time. It can be now. You are the fifth dimension. You are the birth of the fifth dimension. Your experience becomes the fifth dimension. Now, there will become a time when everybody does accumulate enough knowledge and growth in which they expand to the fifth dimension. However, the fifth dimension is not something that you need to think of as separate for you to become for it. Okay. Just to clarify with that. All right. Thank you for that clarification, by the way. So, what she's saying is that you can become the fifth dimension. You can experience the fifth dimension now. And some people are. And they talk about that. So they talk about seeing purple in the sky and being multi-dimensional and tapping into their other selves, other races, and things like that. So what she's saying is that you don't have to wait for the fifth dimension. And I think that's what people are like, I'll just wait and it'll happen. You know, I'll wait for the event. So, but what she's saying is that don't wait. Decide that you're ready now and decide to tap into that. And you can tap into that and you can experience that now. But she's also saying that there will become a time where that will happen, where everybody is ready, and then the collective will move into that collectively. Okay? But you don't have to wait for it. Let me just kind of make sure that that's what I'm grasping. So, okay, she says yes. There is no time. You can free yourself from that. You hold yourself back. Yes. Believe that you are ready and you are ready. See yourself as ready. See yourself as moving into that experience and you will. Shape your own reality. Believe that you are moving into that which you are, that you desire, but you are, and to see that. Move and work with it internally. It all starts internal and shaping that to shape your forms. It is a miraculous adventure once you understand that you can create anything and believe anything. And that is your answer. Feel that and it will become your truth.
Just to tie back for viewers, I believe it was, I think it was Michael that we were talking to before, who said, at the same time I think was saying linearly, but yet you could just create it now, whenever.
Mm-hmm.
That was Michael, right?
Mm,
was it not?
I don't know. I don't know. Gonna be honest.
But anyways, that lines up with that. But I feel like it clicks a little better now with this. Just because it was kind of like, I guess it wasn't...
you mean, was that during the same one that we were talking, when we were channeling about... It probably was Michael. About the new Earth and...
Yeah,
and about how the new Earth is something that we need to actually match to.
Yeah, I was saying how to do it, but basically was saying that there was a,
because they did say that really it's not an event where it just then takes us. Like, we don't have to work for it. It's not like, the wave comes and then we just are there.
Yeah, and saying that you could create it like today, and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
But it wasn't quite as it didn't feel as separated to me as it feels now to say, oh yes, that is a thing that will happen because we will all get to that point eventually, but that we are basically, how I'm getting it now, it's like we are slowing ourselves down because we are thinking of it as we need to do these things first, instead of us just stepping into the energy now and saying it doesn't matter. It is now.
This is funny. So, I'm knowing what you're gonna say right before you say it. Oh my gosh.
So funny thing for viewers, we keep kind of doing this now.
Yeah, but right there, I was like, I kept getting the word before you said it.
That's...
Yeah, no. And it's only happening with you, which is funny. It's like same wavelength. Anyways.
So, tell us about healing our past selves and becoming integrated.
Okay. If you see that you have a past life, you can integrate that into your truth now and hold that as a reference point. See it as a reference point, but believe that you are different. Believe that you are healed. Believe that you need not do anything else. Just master this integration and that you are not separated. You do not need to do anything. You are that. You can just believe that you are healed. Believe that that doesn't matter. You can do some visualization and things like that, as others have talked about, but really you just need to believe that you are healed. And to believe it strongly enough for when you have thoughts or fear or feelings that do not match to you, just redirect them to the healing and to see who you are. And one way to do this is to just say, I'm integrated with healing, and to master that, to become one with that. And to understand that you do not need to call on any help, as most do. You are the healer itself. Do not define yourself as someone who needs a healer. Become the healer. We would like to say that there's no right answer or way to do this. For you may tap into that energy in multiple ways, multiple forms. But all that is needed is for you to tap into a different energy field. To see yourself as that which is one with yourself. We would like to say that it is a separation. For that is a division. You need to become integrated within yourself now. Do not define yourself as separate. You have no past. You have no future. You are all that now. Work within the self to align with that, to understand in your heart that there is no selves. There's only one self. Limit yourself not, for you are all in many shapes and forms. Call upon your higher self, the one that is integrated, and then you will integrate. You can call it in by understanding that shape and form, which you would reflect as your higher self, and to believe yourself as a higher self, to integrate with that energy. Okay. And I am understanding that she's like basically saying like, so calling on Arianrhod, you can integrate with her to become the time master. So we think of channeling, right, as very external, right? We channel a source. But lately I've been getting not to see them as separate sources, but to integrate with that source, integrate with that energy. Become that energy. Become the knowledge. Become you, the self. I hope that makes sense. You become that. You become the energy.
Instead of listening to her and saying, well, she's doing this, you are doing it.
Yeah. It's all just you in a different form. And you are integrating that knowledge. You are integrating that energy into your field. It's like an activation, sort of. So when you work with when you work with energies, when you work with the different selves, the higher selves, the galactic races, angels, the ascended masters, and all that, whatever you want to call them, they're you, because we're all one, right? So when we work with them, instead of seeing them as separated, see them as you, as a part of you, because you are a part of them. And when you want to merge with them, merging your field. Mm-hmm. You're discovering the truth, and you're becoming the truth. So then you're not limiting yourself or dividing yourself. You're becoming yourself. You're becoming more and more of them. Working with them, you'll become more of yourself. So to stop seeing yourself as separated. Because when we do that, we limit ourselves. We are all one. Okay. Was there anything more to that?
Oh, to the question I already asked?
Well, I kind of lost it there.
No, I mean it was about healing the past selves and becoming integrated. So I
guess that was it. I guess that's it. Okay. You don't need to say I am. I am whatever I'm working with. I am the stars. I am the planets. I am the moon. I am all that is. We do not need to separate any entity from ourselves. Okay. So I just quickly asked her, like, okay, entity. She used the word entity. What about entities that we can't get? What about, I don't want to use the word negative. I don't know. I will use the word negative entity. Polarized? Negative polarized entity. They're not really, see, I'm trying to watch my wording lately.
That isn't that nice? Isn't that the like? I don't know. I wasn't to say nicer term, but that's not really what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm trying to find my word. I'm trying to watch how I word things, which is part of my whole throat thing too. But
the shadow entities. I don't know. How.
Well, we can ask her. We can ask her how to word that actually. But the shadow aspects. Oh, she wants to use that shadow aspects. Oh, I like it. Shadow aspects. I like that actually. Okay. Who just haven't seen the light. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, but anyways, I asked her about that. What do you do with that? Because I want to not see them as separate, right? They're not separate. They're still part of us. And she said to heal them, to see them as healed. So bring them to the light. Feel the light, bring in the light, and you will heal that. So if you do feel that you have an implant or an entity or even an entity external, you see as external, right? Bring healing in and see the light. Okay. So I'm quickly asking, what about people too? What about people that you see as needing healing, or you're feeling separated, or anything like that? Bring in the healing, bring in the love energy, send them love energy. Do not see them as separate, and that will heal them, or they will fall away because they're not ready for it. Okay. Thank you for that. I have a friend. So, and that also makes sense for clients or people that you're working with, or just coworkers, neighbors, anything like that. So if you see somebody who's suffering, and I mean, you can do something if you can, right? Helping them if you can. But if you can't, because you do need permission, just keep sending them energy and love light, and just have kind thoughts towards them. Not to manipulate them, she wants to be clear. Not to manipulate them, but to just send them well-being. And to have kind thoughts about them in your mind. Okay? Hold on. Okay. Interesting. So this is something I've been wondering for a while. You don't need to detach from them, but you don't need to connect with them. This is interesting. Okay, which I want to do eventually a separate video about like cord cutting and things like that. But let's say that you did cut a cord, but the person isn't detaching, meaning that they keep coming back to you. They keep wanting to talk with you. You can love them and send them love without necessarily falling back and not talking to them. But you can still have like limits. Don't walk away, but send them love. And you don't have to heal them, but you send them love energy, and that will be sent back to you. You can walk away, but you don't need to walk away. But you do need to hold that love energy, so you may not be able to be in their presence. And that's fine. It's all about the energy. Where are you putting your energy and your focus? Okay. Okay, guys. So, with some people, right, they may not be they may be suffering, they might bring you down. There might be people that you don't want to hang out with, but you don't feel comfortable. Like you can cut the cord, right? So, so that they don't feed off your energy. But let's say that you've done that, but the other person isn't like cooperating, or the other person, you don't have to, I guess, walk away totally. Okay. She's saying you do have to learn how to detach though. Okay. You have to detach your energy from them so you're not manipulated by them. Okay, guys. Oh, I'm going to have to make a separate video. But you don't want to manipulate them, but you don't want to fall into manipulation yourself, because you can be altered by their energy, and you don't want to be altered by their energy either. So to find a balance in which you can work within the love energy anyways, despite the way that they are. So you send love energy, but to detach from the result of it. Yeah, come to terms with yourself. So you might have to detach. There's sometimes where you have to detach if you cannot do that. But if you can do that, then you can be in that relationship somewhat. Somewhat. It depends. Yeah, she says, where are you when you call? So, like, if they call you up and you're talking to them, you might need to limit that, because if it starts to drop your energy, you need to detach. But you don't necessarily have to detach if you can master your own energy to be in that field. Am I making sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It all depends. You might need to really cut cords if you cannot hold that, though. Yeah, one way or another, you need to see yourself and become that only. You cannot be shaped and manipulated by other forms. They do not define you. Do not let them define you. Okay. Anyways. Anything else?
Well, the other thing was just what needs to happen to master time. Course in Miracles says we will eventually overcome it. That's it.
Oh. I think she answered that. I think she said that there is no time, only now. Okay, well. You do not need to do anything. Your time itself, meaning all of it is you. So see yourself as I'm seeing a dot. See yourself before the Big Bang. See yourself as that which is the accumulation of all knowledge, all energy, all mass and form. See yourself as the 0-point field, and you will understand this. You are the totality of all that exists. And once you master that, you do not need time at all. For you will become time. And when you truly understand this, you will understand there is no time at all. And that is the answer. And she just said, we are one. That was the last thing. So. And she says, I'm going to stick around for a while. Okay, so she wants me to work with her. Yeah. I've always had difficulty with time, so. So do you. Mm-hmm. All right. So, any last things?
I don't think so.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, guys. If you have any questions about this, just leave them in the comments. I hope it all made sense. So. Yeah, it's just basically believing and tapping into energy, right? So, and don't listen to your ego, which will hold you back. Try to. Okay, guys, that's it for today. Our next topic, I believe, will be on the Akashic Records, so we'll see you then.